my job to bring his feet back down to earth. So I'm going to remind him today that he's in Glasgow, the great city of Glasgow. And in Glasgow, you're nothing until you've won the Evening Times Award. Delegates, our First Minister is a worthy, extremely worthy recipient of all of these awards. He has led our party to unprecedented success. But even more importantly than that, he's brought the independence debate to life, and he has put our country centre stage. Delegates, he is our leader. He is Scotland's First Minister. I ask you now to welcome to the stage with rapturous applause the First Minister, Alex Salmond.
Well, delegates, speaking to you now as Briton of the Year. you know, delegates, some of you who've been going to these conferences even longer than I have will probably notice that we swapped the speeches from the leader and the deputy leader. I used to speak on the Sunday, Nicola used to speak on the Saturday. And we turned around basically because I felt if I had to introduce Nicola on the Sunday, that would temper what she said about me on the Saturday. Yeah, another great idea bites the dust. But delegates, we also remember that almost a year ago to the day, I stood on this very stage and spoke to you about Scotland's future. We were behind in the polls, the press didn't give us a chance, but we believed in our cause. I said if we worked hard, if we earned the trust and support of the people, then by working together, we could make the nation a stronger, fairer and better place. Just a few short weeks later in the Scottish election, the Scottish people placed their trust in us, and they did so in record, overwhelming numbers. So, friends, every action we've taken as a government since then has been about repaying that trust, honouring our commitment to the people. Today, in every town, every community, we are working as never before to make Scotland the country we all know it can be. Building recovery, creating opportunity, working for a Scotland that can truly prosper, the strong economy and the just society. And what a difference those extra SNP votes have made. The special votes, the ones which built us an absolute majority in a proportional parliament. This time last year, we had just passed our final budget as a minority government. Our plans scraped through despite the opposition of the Labour Party. Back then, Labour opposed, and they almost stopped our plans for 25,000 modern apprenticeships. They rejected and almost defeated our plans to protect family budgets with the council tax freeze to keep our streets safer with 1,000 extra police officers. A Labour Party, yes, a Labour Party, voting against work and training for young Scots. You know, once upon a time it said delegates at Labour were the People's Party, but delegates in May of last year, the people spoke and they chose Scotland's Party. But what a difference a year makes. Now, the difference is not in the nature of the Labour opposition we face. If we say black, Labour will still insist it's white. If I was to say the sky was blue, then Labour in the Parliament would say, no, it isn't. As we move forward, they will still do everything they can to hold Scotland back. Even now, even in this year's budget, they couldn't help themselves. They voted against the 25,000 modern apprenticeships again. They voted against the council tax freeze again. They voted against the extra police officers again. Conference that the Labour Party currently want every single family in Scotland to pay hundreds of pounds more in council tax. Despite the pressure on family budgets, the life and bread for this country, everyone is to pay hundreds of pounds more, according to Labour, except in the case of Stirling Council, where they voted with the Tories to reduce it by 23 pence a week. That's right, a whole 23p. At the same time, they voted with the Scottish Tories in the Scottish Parliament against the freeze. You know, the only consistent thing about Labour in Scotland right now is they vote with the Tories at every opportunity. That's why the people of Scotland vote against Labour at every opportunity. And just as last year's election took away the power of the Labour Party to block progress across Scotland, so too can the upcoming elections in May. The people can call times up on Labour's local fiefdoms. And if there's any place that needs relief from a Labour Party that's lost its way, it is this city of Glasgow. Friends, Scotland can flourish, and Glasgow will flourish with the SNP. Delegates, last year I spoke of Glasgow from this platform and the influence that it has, which has stretched across the globe. First as the workshop of the empire, and now as a creative city building a new empire of the mind. I announced a £90 million investment, government and private sector working together in Strathclyde University's International Technology and Renewable Energy Zone. ITRES is what they call it. That was a substantial announcement at the very cutting edge of the green revolution and the knowledge economy, combining Scotland's greatest strengths, our environment, our people, and our education. It was a promise, a signal of better days to come, a first step in the green reindustrialisation of this city and of our country. It is a project that is already bearing fruit. Today, 1 year on, I can tell you there are already 100 jobs directly linked to the Innovation Centre. 100 high-skill, high-value jobs, jobs in this city that will keep Scotland at the forefront of green energy research and create opportunities across this nation. And that, delegates, is just the start. At ITRES, we can expect a further 600 high-skill, high-value jobs will be created in the years to come. And that's just one investment among many in recent months. North, south, east and west, TACA, Avaloq, Samsung, and many more. Energy, finance, engineering. International companies making Scotland their home. Combining with Clyde Blowers, the Wood Group, PSN, Global Energy. Scottish companies making the world their oyster. Jobs and opportunities. That is the SNP priority. Last December, we appointed a Minister for Youth Employment, Angela Constance, the first such appointment anywhere in these islands. Angela has an additional budget of £30 million and a clear instruction to do all that she can to improve the life chances of young Scots. We have a clear commitment to all of our young people who yearn to be productive. No young person should go through school only to become and stay an unemployment statistic at the age of 16. We will not allow that in Scotland. That's why we've delivered 300,000 training opportunities since 2007, including those record 25,000 modern apprentices. Apprentices, each and every single one of them in Scotland, linked to a real job. Now, friends, these 25,000 apprenticeships aren't just for 1 year. They are for every single year of this Parliament. And we are taking forward Opportunities for All, an initiative that will see every single 16 to 19-year-old in Scotland offered a training or a learning place if they're not already in a job, a modern apprenticeship or full-time education. But more can and more must be done. Today I can announce a £5 million package which will ensure a further 2,500 young people are given the right support to help them towards the world of work. This will engage young people in volunteering opportunities in the international and national events Scotland will have the privilege to host over the next 3 years. Let me be clear, Conference. This government's commitment to our young men and women is unwavering. We intend to create the conditions in this land which will see a life opportunity for every young Scot. Friends, this conference is about progress. It's about Scotland moving up a gear. It is about the path and the opportunities that lie ahead. In this land of possibilities, in this Scotland, we have much to look forward to. In a little over 2 years, this city will host the Commonwealth Games, and preparations continue to be on track and on budget. Construction began last summer in the Athletes' Village, which will accommodate over 6,500 competitors. And once the Games are done, that great facility will be used to provide affordable homes for local families. Around this very conference venue, delegates, around this venue today is being built the Scottish Hydro Arena, the venue for netball and gymnastics during the Games. The arena will seat 12,000 people. It will become one of Europe's busiest venues and contributing an estimated £130 million annually to the Scottish economy. No longer will we be turning away big acts like Barbra Streisand and Beyoncé. Indeed, if this party keeps growing at its current rate, we may need that venue for our own annual conference. Now, as First Minister, I'm committed to ensuring that we make these Games the greatest sporting event our country has ever seen. And I look forward to the Commonwealth Games, not only because Scotland competes in their own right, but also because I know they put Scotland on a global stage where we belong. In 2014, our light will shine for the world to see through the Commonwealth Games, the Ryder Cup, the second homecoming year. But as well as having great ambitions for Scotland's sporting stars in the 2014 Games, this government has great aspirations for the event to be a catalyst for economic and social regeneration, with real benefits for communities and individuals, for our society as a whole. And that's why I'm delighted today to announce a new legacy initiative, the establishment of a £10 million fund that will allow communities to bring the local sports facilities across Scotland into the 21st century. Whether it be the renovation to a community hall, returfing of a bowling green, or even a new multi-purpose sports field, our aim is to inspire Scots, young and old, to seize the opportunity presented by the Games and its legacy to become a better nation. Yes, these are exciting times for Glasgow. Jobs are coming. The Commonwealth Games are coming. And as far as May's local elections are concerned, the SNP are coming. The delegates 2014 will see another significant event for Scotland. In January, the Prime Minister tried to lay down the law and dictate the terms of Scotland's referendum. But I've got a message for Messrs Cameron, Clegg and Miliband. The days of politicians in London telling Scotland what to do and what to think, these days are over. Delegates, of course, we should thank the Prime Minister. After his intervention, SNP membership has surged, up over 2,400 in the weeks that followed. As Robert Burns might have said, the best laid schemes of mice and the Tory party aft gang ugly. And friends, this support will continue to rise, because Home Rule with independence beats Tory rule from Westminster any time and any day. Because, delegates, there is a simple and winning truth about independence. It is fundamentally better for our nation if decisions about our future, about our success, are taken by the people who care most about Scotland. That is, and always will be, the people who live in Scotland. We have the greatest stake in our nation's well-being. In good times or bad, it is the people of Scotland who will work hardest and care most. No one will do a better job than the people living here. With the people of Scotland in charge, speaking with our own voice, reflecting our own values, our own priorities, we will make our country better. That is our message of hope for this nation. And what a contrast with the London Party's message of fear. They want to knock Scotland's confidence, Scotland's self-belief. They seek victory through negativity. Friends, they're not even very good at that. Since David Cameron's blunder into Scotland's constitutional debate, we've been treated to some very bizarre contributions from the anti-independence parties. William Hague said that British embassies would no longer promote Scotch whisky, according to the Daily Mail. But you know, friends, I dug a little deeper and discovered that Mr. Hague actually charges the Scottish Government every time we hold a Scotch whisky reception. Then the Daily Mirror reported a threat to take away our pandas. But don't worry, Chin Chin, Yang Guang will be staying in Scotland. I've decided to offer them political asylum. Reflecting, of course, that the United Kingdom government didn't contribute a single RMB to the pandemic.